one of the solutions that we're very interested in, particularly for high-density cities, is how to make a very small apartment that functions as if it's much bigger. The best way to save energy with architecture is build less of it. So in this case, your employees come in, it becomes a workplace, you have a dinner party, the table folds out, you can have a party in this little apartment for 14 people. Maybe you need more space, you move the wall over for a big cocktail party, or maybe you want to operate it as a dance studio. Or maybe you want to do all of those things during the day. That's all possible. So by building less space, you're dramatically reducing the area that has to be heated and cooled, and you're reducing dramatically the energy, embodied energy in all the materials and the systems. And by having this kind of industrial process, you can shift the operations from the field to the factory and have very high performance components. So this, for example, this movable wall, we've been talking with Samsung about building because it really is a consumer electronics device more than an architectural element. And that becomes the way to integrate all of the advanced technology in the home. So we're looking at bringing these together in what I think are quite interesting ways. So here's the city home, here are the city cars, here are persuasive electric vehicles. This is a car dispenser. So when you drive up to the building, you leave the vehicle here, it drives itself up, it's lifted up on the rack. There's a robotic charger that charges it, and you dramatically increase the efficiencies of the whole mobility system. This is a little animation that shows the city car approaching the city home, and the vehicles being lifted up and stored in this car dispenser. We think we can build this for a fraction of the cost and the energy of a conventional parking deck and free up a lot of land in the city for other uses. Now we're very interested then when you bring together buildings and electric vehicles, connecting renewable energy production to vehicle charging. But we think the key is this buffer that's in between there. It's a level 3, meaning rapid charging battery array, which is built from repurposed automotive batteries, so the power can go in two directions there. So in this case, you have the grid, you have a building transformer, the power can go in two directions that way. You have this energy buffer of second life electric vehicle batteries. The energy can go two ways there, and it can also then charge the car. But in an extreme emergency situation, all of the power from here and from here can go through the transformer back to the grid. This is a project that we're now working on with Schneider Electric, so we're quite excited about the implications of this for cities. Now we're also doing a lighting project with Siemens. And in this case, we're very interested in lighting that's responsive to activities. This is a little snapshot of our laboratory, and these sensors are firing. This is the data that's being collected. And what we're interested in doing is dynamically adjusting the color of the light and the intensity of the light in response to actual activities that people are engaged in, not just their occupancy. So as you can see in this video, all of the light here is blue. These are tunable LED fixtures, 24-bit lighting fixtures. Blue light is very inexpensive to produce with respect to energy. So Harrison walked into the space and recognized he was working in this area of the room. The light the spectrum is widened to very, very good quality white light. He walks in here, works at the desk. This area of the space transitions to white light. And then he gets up and he walks out. The system recognizes that there's no one in the space, and then it goes into kind of screensaver mode, like a room saver, and the light goes back to very efficient blue light. Now what we're working on now is giving individual workers in the office the ability to map their own activities to lighting and show them the energy implications of that decision. So in that space, there's a floor plan. You could identify, for example, sitting at your desk, working at a computer. You map then the use of that chair and the keyboard and the mouse to that activity that's used to define working at the computer activity. And then you're given a tool to adjust the lights just as you wanted for that particular activity. And as you change the quality of the lighting in these various fixtures, you're shown how the energy consumption goes up and down. And we're looking at encouraging people, incentives for people to make energy-saving decisions. So then with this system, you don't just have on and off. You have different energy signals that change during the day in response to the number of people that's in the space and the activities that they're engaged in. And we think we can save maybe 30% of the energy used in a typical office building or home by having these kind of responsive energy networks.